Neil, it's the start of a really busy month. How do you go about preparing for 8 games in February?
Yeah, I believe in the second half of the season that careful squad management, preparation, recovery can play a big part. Always analysing the squad as a whole, but on an individual basis as well, and how we look after the players is really key. And I think that's something that we can will be really strong in those areas, and that's where you can gain possible advantages. So it is a busy period, but any footballer would tell you they want to play games, and we've got some games coming at home, and we want to get on a good run again.
It's been a tough run for the squad in terms of the selections that you've had available. Is that going to improve now from here on in?
I'd hope that, we've had a couple of players out recently, and obviously we've had some players out with coronavirus. Those players are back now available, and I say some of the injured players, the ones who had just had little knocks and bruises, they're working their way back to fitness as well. So by either tomorrow or the end of this week, the squad will be looking healthier, and that'll be important, because with a busy period coming up, we're going to need competition for places and bodies ready to go.
Just in terms of those that have been isolating, do you have to look at them individually in terms of how they were affected by the virus, in terms of judging when they're ready to come back in?
Yeah, we're in constant contact with those players, or we have been. Physio Stuart and Ross and myself, the doctor, and Ben, we've all been speaking to the players, and you then have to decide, and you go off medical experts, and we then have to decide what we think is the right thing for them coming back. But we've checked them over, they're okay. Some of them, they've all joined in training, some return at different stages, but yeah, no one's reported anything untoward. They've trained, no issues, so they're ready to come back into the squad.
Just going back to that Wigan game last week, when the chips are down and you're looking for performances like that, does that just sum up that character in the squad that you've spoken about so glowingly all season?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think under the present circumstances, going to Brighton, when we found out the day before we had 4 positive tests on the Friday morning, and the squad was stretched on that day, and then going to Wigan on the Tuesday. I think that really shows not just the character in the squad, but also how we prepare, the training that we follow, and everyone feels part of it. And when you have that and everyone's pulling together and you've got good people, then you've always got a chance of producing performances like they produced at Wigan.
You said on many occasions that a clinical performance like that was due. How much do you expect that to help in terms of the confidence to kick on and be more clinical now?
Yeah, I think it's shown that we're capable of scoring goals, which I've always said I believe we will. And if we weren't creating chances, I'd be worried. But we create chances in every game, and Wigan was one of the only times where we probably took most of those chances. We've got to improve our quality and our ability to take those chances, our conversion rate in and around the goal. We've got to improve upon that. But if we do, and we can maintain our defensive shape and organisation, then we hopefully, like I say, get on a run and pick up some good points between now and the end of the season.
What will be required to get those points against Northampton Town on Tuesday night?
Well, it'll be a different type of game that we faced recently, that's for certain. Keith Curle's done a magnificent job there getting them promoted, particularly how they got promoted last season as well, via the playoffs. And they've changed a little bit recently in terms of personnel and a little bit in style, but you know what they're going to bring, how they're going to play, and they make it very difficult for you. But we're at home. We haven't played at home for seems a long time in the league, and it's up to us to try and impose our game onto Northampton.
And obviously it is transfer deadline day. I'd imagine you probably are quite relaxed given the squad that you've built up in the summer, but are you expecting sort of ins and outs?
Yeah, we did a lot of work in the summer, and I think those players are coming together now. You can see their understanding is improving, the relationships on the pitch, and through that you gain a greater your identity improves as a team. So we've got to be very careful that we don't interfere with that too much. However, if we think we can improve the squad, then we will. In any window, you want to try and come out of it stronger than when you started. And we're looking, we're working. We've got till 11 o'clock tonight, and if we can find one or two that we think will make a difference between us between now and the end of the season, then the support that I've had and we've been given, then I'm sure we can go and do that.
I suppose that's always the tough thing, judging a deadline day, because there's so many knock-on decisions from one club to the next that 1 minute a player can be available and the next they might not be.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's already been busy this morning, and someone might come in for one of your players, and you have to be ready to react, and you have to take every decision on an individual basis. We have to do what we think is the right thing for the football club and for the player. And yeah, we've got good people with good experience, and we've got good communication. And when you've got good people talking and speaking about decisions, you've got a better chance of making the right decision. And deadline day is notorious for making knee-jerk reactions and doing something that maybe you shouldn't do. We've got a strategy in place here and a process that we follow, and we believe that'll pay dividends for us in the long term.